How's it going, Ayo? In this video, we're going to talk about Lizzo clapping back at the harassment allegations, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau divorcing his wife Sophie, and the Somalian runner who just got called out for nepotism. So Lizzo has finally responded to the lawsuit against her, as well as the several other allegations that have come out since the news broke. She dismissed the harassment claims as unbelievable and outrageous, and said that they are completely untrue. Lizzo insists that her accusers have previously been warned about their inappropriate and unprofessional conduct. In a statement posted on Instagram, she wrote, "These last few days have been gut-wrenchingly difficult and overwhelmingly disappointing. My work ethic, morals, and respectfulness have been questioned. My character has been criticized. Usually, I choose not to respond to false allegations, but these are as unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous to not be addressed." She called the allegations sensationalized stories that are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional. Lizzo went on to say, "As an artist, I have always been very passionate about what I do. I take my music and my performances seriously because at the end of the day, I only want to put out the best art that represents me and my fans. With passion comes hard work and high standards. Sometimes I have to make hard decisions, but it's never my intention to make anyone feel uncomfortable or like they aren't valued as an important part of the team." She insisted that she is not here to be looked at as the victim, but she also knows that she's not the villain that people and the media have portrayed her to be these last few days. She said she's very open with her sexuality and expressing herself, but she cannot accept or allow people to use that openness to make her out to be something that she is not. Lizzo ends her statement by saying, "There is nothing I take more seriously than the respect we deserve as women in the world. I know what it feels like to be body shamed on a daily basis and would absolutely never criticize or terminate an employee because of their weight. I'm hurt, but I will not let the good work I've done in the world be overshadowed by this. I want to thank everyone who's reached out in support to lift me up during this difficult time." On Monday, plaintiffs Ariana Davis, Crystal Williams, and Noel Rodriguez filed a bombshell lawsuit accusing Lizzo of creating a sexually charged and uncomfortable work environment. They talked about a concert trip to Amsterdam in February when Lizzo apparently invited them for a night out on the town that ended in the city's red light district. In the filing, they wrote, "Things quickly got out of hand. Lizzo began inviting cast members to take turns touching the nude performers. Ariana said that she pressured her and goaded her into touching her breasts, even though she declined 3 times and was clearly uncomfortable." Zon Zambrano, their attorney, released a statement saying the stunning nature of how Lizzo and her management team treated their performers seems to go against everything Lizzo stands for publicly, while privately she weight shames her dancers and demeans them in ways that are not only illegal but absolutely demoralizing. Hours after the lawsuit news was made public, the allegations just kept stacking up. Lizzo's former creative director Quinn Whitney Wilson and dancer Courtney Hollingquest claimed that they experienced similar mistreatment. Filmmaker Sophia Nali Allison made a post on social media saying that she quit her role as a director of a Lizzo documentary in 2019 after only 2 weeks because she said she was treated with such disrespect by her. She wrote, "I usually don't comment on anything pop culture related, but in 2019 I traveled a bit with Lizzo to be the director of her documentary. I walked away after about 2 weeks. I was treated with such disrespect by her. I witnessed how arrogant and unkind she is. I was not protected and was thrown into a bad situation with little support. My spirit said to run as fast as you effing can, and I'm so grateful I trusted my gut. I felt gaslit and was deeply hurt, but I've healed." She went on to say that reading the reports made her realize how dangerous of a situation it was, and that Lizzo completely misused her power, which is something that happens far too often. Allison ended the post by saying that she supports the dancers who brought the original lawsuit against her. What's more, the leader of the dance team, Charlene Quigley, has also been accused of making inappropriate sexual comments at the group, and specifically chastising members of the team who had premarital sex. They believe that Lizzo was aware of these complaints against her but chose to ignore them. They accused Charlene of proselytizing to other members and deriding those who have had premarital sex. It was also said that she publicly discussed the virginity of one of the plaintiffs even when it was made clear to her that they were uncomfortable with it. So with everything that's come out about her now, it seems like this could actually be the end of Lizzo's career, because as it stands, it would be very unlikely that everyone that's now spoken out against her is somehow lying. Moving on, did you know that Justin Trudeau and his wife Sophia are getting divorced? After 18 years of marriage, the two of them have decided to call it quits. They posted joint statements on Wednesday saying, "After many meaningful and difficult conversations, we have made the decision to separate. We remain a close family with deep love and respect for each other and for everything we have built and will continue to build." Apparently, they've signed a legal separation agreement, and his office said that the whole family will be going on vacation starting next week, and despite their split, they will all be together on the trip. Justin and Sophie tied the knot way back in 2005, and they have 3 kids together: 14-year-old Ella Grace, 9-year-old Hadrian, and 15-year-old Xavier. Sophie's been an advocate for things like gender equality and mental health over the years, while her husband has been in politics. Trudeau's office said the two of them are focused on raising their kids in a safe, loving, and collaborative environment, and both will be a constant presence in their children's lives. They said Canadians can expect to often see the family together from now on, regardless of the separation. Trudeau and his family have lived in Rideau Cottage on the Rideau Hall grounds in Ottawa since he became Prime Minister. According to a source, Sophie still plans to spend a considerable time at the cottage, but she's already made arrangements to move into a private residence nearby, at her own expense of course. But one key change in all of this is that she will no longer represent the Government of Canada. She will not be considered the spouse of the Prime Minister in any official capacity on the world stage. As a political power couple, they had a high public and international profile even before Justin's time in elected office. They first met in their youth as Sophie went to school with his younger brother Michael, and then they reconnected and began dating after co-hosting the Montreal Grand Prix charity ball in 2003. They got engaged in 2004 and were married on May 28th in 2005 at a ceremony in Montreal. Since then, they seemed like a happy couple, and there weren't very many clues that they were going through tough times. There had been a bit of speculation about their relationship recently, considering that they were seen together on fewer and fewer public occasions. Then in an anniversary post last year, Sophie mentioned them navigating sunny days, heavy storms, and everything in between. She also said that long-term relationships can be challenging in so many ways, which is true no matter who you're married to. As for Justin, he posted a photo of them holding hands on their anniversary this year, and in the caption he wrote, "Every mile of this journey together is an adventure. I love you, Soph, happy anniversary." His wife has played a prominent role in his election campaigns, and she's also chosen to use her platform to promote causes that she cares about, like mental health and wellness, as well as women's rights. This spring it was announced that she's writing 2 books that will be published by Penguin Random House. The first one is called Closer Together: Knowing Ourselves and Loving Each Other, and it's been billed as an inspirational self-discovery and wellness book for adults. She's also working on a children's picture book in 2025 that is supposed to draw on her love for nature and her advocacy work in mental health and emotional literacy. According to several inside sources, Sophie plans to continue with her own career endeavors, so not much will change in that aspect. And it seems like both of them are well prepared for the future and what this will mean for their family. Back in 2014, Justin wrote a passage in his memoir about watching his father announce a separation from his mother while he was in office back in 1977. He wrote about the impact that his parents' divorce had on him and the considerations that he and Sophie had about the strain that political life can have on a marriage. He said that divorce always has casualties where children are involved, but that his parents did their best to minimize the pain and sense of loss. While in his own marriage, he described his wife as his soulmate and said that the two were honest with each other even when it hurts. As for what this means in regards to his campaign or how this might affect him in the long run politically, well, that's something that we just can't answer yet. And now, did you hear what's going on with the Somalian runner? Somalia's sports minister has now publicly apologized and ordered the chairman of the National Track and Field Federation to be suspended. Why? Well, just take a look at this video that's been making the rounds on social media. It shows a seemingly untrained female sprinter representing Somalia at the World University Games in China, and she is a whole lot slower than the other runners, making it clear that she is not exactly a professional. In fact, she took more than 20 seconds to finish the 100-meter race, which is said to be the slowest in history. In her qualifying race, 20-year-old Nasra Abukar was immediately left behind by the other runners and finished about 10 seconds after the winner. Despite being dead last, she did do a little skip in the air as she crossed the finish line, which was actually pretty funny. But the Minister of Youth and Sports didn't think so, because he blasted the performance and said that it was embarrassing for Somalia. He said, "What happened today was not representation of the Somali people. We apologize to the Somali people." The fact that she reportedly had no previous experience of competing has prompted some people to wonder why she was even selected. The minister said that he did not know that she was chosen to compete in the women's 100 at the Student Games in Chengdu. The ministry released a statement directing the Somali Olympic Committee to suspend the National Athletics Federation chairwoman because they alleged that Nasra Abukar, the runner in the race, was actually a relative of hers and was given the chance to compete at the games just because of that. So essentially, it was potentially a case of nepotism. And so many things about this incident are just not adding up. Somalia's university union has said that it has not sent any runners to China as part of the official team, and an investigation by the Somali Ministry of Youth and Sport revealed that she is not even a sports person, let alone a runner. What's more is that the investigation found that the Somali University Sports Association does not exist, so the ministry said it will pursue legal action against both the chairman and the others responsible for the falsification of the sports group. This incident has brought about a ton of controversy online, and naturally a lot of jokes have come out of it as well, mostly revolving around nepotism and its consequences. There have since been a few interviews with the runner, though it's unclear about the timeline exactly. In one of them, she apparently claimed that she had only been training for 1 month for the race, which of course would explain a lot. But the main question here more than anything else is why. For whatever reason, someone decided to put her up against runners that are more than twice as fast as her, which is not only unfair, but it must not be a great feeling for her either, considering that videos of the race have now gone mega viral. In this case, there's just too many unanswered questions to make sense of it all. Interestingly enough, this incident is not the first time that the country has sparked controversy with its choice of athletes at international events. Back in 2016 at the Rio Olympics, a runner completed the 400-meter race in about 1 minute and 10 seconds, which still sounds very fast unless you compare it to the other athletes who clocked in at an average of 48 seconds. So that was enough to raise a few eyebrows over who they decided to send. Then at the 2012 Olympics in London, another runner clocked in a time of 1 minute 20, which was a whole 30 seconds behind the winner. And that's a pretty big gap in this kind of race. Though it's not all criticism, in this most recent case, many people have also been praising the runner for trying to take part in the race at all, and for defying the tough conditions faced by women seeking to take part in high-level sport, considering that some people still believe that women should not participate in sport at all. So what do you guys think about this latest news story? Please let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next video.